Hi, how are y'all doing today? My name is Thomas Shipley, and today I'm here to talk to y'all a little bit about the effects of littering and how I feel that it needs to be handled. So, this is kind of like I work for a recycling company, so I have to deal with this on a daily. We talk about it. We talk about better ways to recycle things and just make sure areas are clean and all of that. But it affects more than just like being an eyesore as far as I'm concerned. But it is an eyesore, and I can't drive. We can't drive down a road these days without seeing some form of littering, whether it be in the ditch or just in the middle of the road. Another part about that is if it's in the middle of the road, that can cause an accident. People don't realize that. I mean, I can't tell you countless amount of times I've been driving down the interstate, and out of somebody's the bed of their pickup truck comes a can flying straight at my truck, and I usually don't even try to avoid it at this point. It's just I would rather not cause a wreck, but that could ultimately end somebody's life, and it's just terrible that 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 person didn't even think about it. They didn't realize what was going to happen. So that being said, I always keep the pickup bed trucks clean, but it affects more than just that. I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about it, but so it also affects the wildlife. Wildlife is affected by it very hugely. But we've all seen Save the Turtles and all that stuff. Well, these fish, they'll go and say a piece of plastic or a piece of fishing line. Fishing line is very bad. Birds tend to get caught in it a lot. But just to do it with like plastic and water, fish will eat this stuff. And this is actually I have a personal story about this. But so a fish will eat this stuff and it'll poison them and just make them. It's not good for them. It'll kill them. But whenever I was younger, we went fishing out on the Sabine River, and we caught this redfish. Well, this fish just looked sick, just in general, very sick. And we took it home and we filleted it. When we filleted it, it turned out it had a piece of silicone, like just a raw piece of silicone within it. And it was poisoning the fish. And I started thinking about it more and more, and I was like, had another fish came along and ate that one, and then the cycle just continued. That would be in like a big population of the fish just poisoned, and then somebody comes along and eats one of those fish, and then they get sick from it. It's just it never ends. There's always another consequence to it after that. So not only that as well, but the water supply. So I was reading online and it's in the sources, but so 60% of the water that we drink actually comes from like above ground, so like lakes, ponds, something along that line, springs. But say that water supply was to become contaminated from littering, it could take down entire communities, just like in a heartbeat, just like done. And we might not even realize it before it's too late. I mean, they have filtration, they have all that stuff, but sometimes it doesn't catch it. And there's been multiple examples of that. I mean, we have here where I'm from, like we'll have the water department will sometimes send out notice saying something about there's a high level of this or this or this. But I honestly feel like if we were to do anything about this, I feel like it's very big. It needs to be done. But I think that as far as penalties go for littering, because I mean, like I said, I drive down the road all the time. I drive for work. I see people littering constantly, and I feel like instead of making them pay, because I don't feel like people care whenever it just comes to paying a ticket. I feel like instead of making them pay, what we need to do is create a day where they have to come in for like community service and they have to spend the day cleaning up that area where they littered at, that specific area. And I feel like they'll learn very quickly, like, don't do it. It's not worth it because you're going to have to spend a day doing that. And the other thing is I feel like people need to start recycling more. So like I said, work for a recycling company called Recyclops, and we think about it all the time. We think about the best way to do it. These are our bags. They're green. They have Recyclops on them. The thing about our bags are what's different about those is they are biodegradable. So even say that something happened and one of these was to make it out from out like elsewhere and we weren't able to actually recycle it. The bag is biodegradable, so the bag will just dissipate into the ground over a period of time and won't hurt anything, won't harm the environment. It's not bad for the environment. So that's the extent that we think out. So we try to think outside the box. And another thing, so we have our own service. People need to there's a lot of people that do it, but you can always try it. You go online, you can find a recycling service that comes to your neighborhood for sure. There's plenty of them. And not only that, but also people can come together as a community. I don't feel like coming together as a community is ever in any way, shape, or form a bad idea. It can always be great. There's always a benefit to it. Whether it be just bonding and everybody coming close together, or in my example, going out and cleaning up your local park, going out and cleaning up the roads, just trying to pick up all this trash, because there is no lack of it. I promise you will have a full day. You will have a full day of work ahead of you. So, just people need to become more proactive and realize that these things they have consequences, and ultimately, before long, they may end up affecting you. So, with that being said, I appreciate y'all listening to this speech. I hope you'll have a good day.